What's up, everyone? Testing, testing, testing. Make sure you guys can hear me. Give me a half a second because I'm making sure everything is a go and we're working as we should. All right. It's a beautiful thing. Well, tonight I'm actually coming because I want to get into something because a lot of people have asked, is meditation good for sleeping or a better option for sleeping? And one of the things that I often do when I get asked this question, I ask questions. And it generally goes into the context of how are you sleeping? Are you someone that suffers from insomnia? Um, Different things of that nature. Because we all know the basics of meditation. But it's also one of those things that I am planning on getting into when I told you guys we're going to do a 7-day challenge. And that's not only going to be early in the morning meditation, but it's also going to be meditation right before we go to bed. And we're going to do the deep breathing with this pranayama, but we're also going to do some mild chanting. And those are different things that just offer you an opportunity to do things that kind of get the blood circulating and freeing your mind. So when we talk about in the context of doing it prior to sleep, the easy is any meditation, especially deep breathing, such as the pranayama, it improves breathing and reduces stress. Because we know a lot of times the reason why the mind cannot, or why you're having issues sleeping, is because your mind is not allowing you to rest. And in that being done, it offers you an opportunity to rest your mind or relax your mind, which improves to a more controlled mental state and an ease into sleeping, which allows you to improve your sleep quality. And the biggest part of it is a lot of Americans, about 45% of all Americans, have some issue with sleeping, whether it's some sort of pain, whether it's pretty much our hectic lifestyles, or it's job related, or it's something, because a lot of times we have those things that are being mashed up into um, our lives, and we're looking for ways to get rid of them, but we're not finding that. So there's a study that was done in the University of North Texas down in Fort Worth, which is, not too far from my spot. But they did this with women that were suffering from insomnia, as well as, while suffering from insomnia, they were postmenopausal. And it showed that 44% of the women actually improved their sleep life. They dealt with it a lot easier. So excuse me, because it's still 1 o'clock in the morning. But the biggest part of it, it reduces stress. It helps you deal with depression and anxiety. And again, those are things that allows your mind not to be able to rest. And it also increases the circulation of oxygen, because the oxygen in your brain actually gives you an opportunity to do something more, to be a little better at what you are doing. So it's one of those things that helps you function better, because the more oxygen, well, you don't want to get excessive with oxygen because oxygen does something else to the brain. But you do want to make sure you have oxygen to the brain, because you do want it to be able to function properly and at a high level, which meditation does. But even in that, you also want your mind to be able to have an opportunity to relax. And it allows toxins to be released, which is a lot of times when you're getting up in the middle of the night, you're getting rid of some of those toxins out of your body. And if you're doing that in the midst of your meditation, it works in a form of also detoxifying the mind and also emptying your mind, which allows for you to better relax. Because A lot of times you hear people say, well, you need to just completely think of nothing. Well, that's pretty much impossible. But it does allow you to get into a state where it slows down those thoughts because it makes them easier to deal with when you can actually focus and deal with them as they come. Because a lot of times people try to the there's no adage that says how do you eat an elephant, and the proverb returns with one bite at a time, and that's what meditation allows for your mind to do even at night. It allows your mind to slow down, eat that elephant that's in front of you because it looks enormous, but now it's not so big when you're taking one bite at a time. Might take you a little while to get it done, but the whole focus is to get it done because you're able to focus on what's in front of you, not the whole task itself. So, and it eases muscles and joint pains. Now, with me, I'm a person that suffers from arthritis, and that's one of the things that even when you're dealing with weightlifting, different things of that nature, when you're doing any type of resistance training, these come into play, especially when you're doing some type of physical activity. Your joints are going to hurt. Your muscles are going to hurt. And also, again, when you're introducing the extra oxygen into your bloodstream, it allows not only your brain to relax, but it allows an increase of oxygen to your bloodstream to allow more, a greater easing of what needs to be done for you to function properly. So, and also, if you haven't noticed, I'm a bigger guy. So one of the things you also want to do is help improve your breathing. And the biggest thing is those that have sinus issues, circulation issues, sleep apnea, things that tension causes, nervousness, and even certain lung disorders because you have things such as asthma or bronchitis. These allow you to increase your ability to breathe. Now, I start off generally at a second stage of, I guess it's not quite advanced, but it's a little deeper into the beginning section because not only do I do an intake of a deep breath, I do a pause, then I do an exhale. Now, when we start doing these, they're going to start out with 10 minutes. Now, from that 10 minutes, the first couple minutes, I'll say the first 10 breaths, you'll probably find yourself struggling trying to keep count. You'll find yourself struggling to kind of keep your breath. And then the last 10 breaths, you'll actually be able to realize a full interaction and how your body has now responded to your settling down and actually being conscious of what's going on around you. Now, there are things that a lot of people tell you, hey, you want to do it in an enclosed space, or me, I've done it outside near lakes. I generally do it outside, but we're going to do it inside the room. We want to be somewhere where we're kind of, I guess, secluded for the most part, where it's quiet. You can see some videos, I actually have my noise canceling headphones on because it allows for the tones to actually be a little bit more full for me. But at the same time, it still allows me to easier, easier to block out things that are going on around me. So is it a requirement? No. But is it something that you're going to do to aid yourself? You can if that's what you do. But that's not something that's mandatory. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop this stream, and then I'm going to start up a secondary stream, which I'm then going to do our first set of meditation, which is going to just be the pranayama and the deep breathing. The second one will probably be 10 minutes of the chanting. Now, not everybody will be able to do this or need to do this. This is something that you're going to have an option for. So just keep that in mind. And you also want to make sure that you're not disturbing anybody else that you're around, because you can get a little bit loud. And if it does, it is what it is. And you may want to go somewhere where you can do something. But if not, you always have another opportunity to do it, because I'm also going to show you different means of how I do it, just to kind of get through the day and get things done. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes while we set up for pranayama, and we go on our first night. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to start the challenge in a couple of days. Probably start it on Monday. So that way we can have a full week of doing so. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, or Monday evening. And even sometimes during the day when we can have a sit down understanding of, you know what, I'm having a stressful day. So for lunch, I'm going to take 10 minutes to kind of meditate. So we're going to sneak a couple of those in there because sometimes you might need them. And for right now, Energy Movers out.